Hi, friend. Welcome to Holly's Highlights, a podcast designed to encourage, inspire, and equip you to intentionally live your life full of purpose. I'm your host, Holly Curby, motivational speaker, leadership cultivator, marketing strategist, and personal cheerleader. Let's check out today's highlight. Welcome, friends, to a bonus episode on Holly's Highlights. Last week, we spoke with Dr. Kilcar from Georgetown University regarding the emotional connection behind our New Year's resolutions, or simply put, our goals. And as I shared with you, one of my goals this year is to get better sleep. So I thought I would welcome you on the journey to getting more rest this new year, too. Now, we're more apt to achieve a goal, such as getting more sleep or better sleep, if we know the benefits or the why behind it. I was recently at my children's annual checkup and had the chance to ask their doctor about this. And she shared the top 6 benefits of sleeping, in addition to just feeling good and staying healthy, are managing stress and depression, maintaining brain health, being more productive, driving safely, avoiding chronic illnesses, and maintaining a healthy weight. Now, there's a comic strip I've seen before that says something to the effect of, "Go to bed, you'll feel better tomorrow," is the human version of, "Did you try turning it off and on again?" Well, this would seem to indicate that sleep can overall help us reboot. So that raises the question, how do we get better sleep? There's 3 things we're going to look at. First off, stick to a schedule. Every day, get up at the same time, and every night, go to bed at the same time. Adults need between 7 and 9 hours of sleep, whereas keep in mind kids and teens, they still need more, along that 9 to 11 hours of sleep. The second thing is going to be saving your bedroom for sleeping. Now, this encompasses so many things to be able to set that bedroom up for good sleep. This not only means not to work or do homework in your bedroom, if possible, but to help keep your room quiet and dark, even getting blackout shades if needed. Keeping your room at a cool temperature. Sleepfoundation.org recommends keeping your bedroom at 65 degrees Fahrenheit, whereas most doctors will say anywhere between 60 and 68, just depends on the person for the most comfortable sleep. And then an added tip here for those of us who are ceiling fan users, in the winter, our ceiling fans should spin clockwise. This helps circulate the air, whereas in the summer, they should spin counterclockwise, which helps push the air down. Another thing we can do is use comfortable bedding. There's an article, How Your Bedding Can Affect Your Sleep, on Forbes that says a good bed is important for alignment, a good pillow to avoid neck pains and strains, and the sheets or the bedding to prevent allergens and provide comfort and being breathable for temperature regulation, and then even just that personal preference for the crispness of the sheets to just snuggling that warmer material. I personally love my Brooklinen sheets. They're more costly, but they do get softer with each wash, and they're very breathable and comfy. Now, I did get a new bed about a year and a half ago, and I've got to tell you, I did the adjustable bed. And I would put more of a priority on what type of bed frame you get than the actual mattress itself. Again, that's just for me, but with having someone who has asthma in the household, as well as for like head colds or anything like that you get, having that adjustable frame is so helpful. Or even if you're just going to watch TV, hours before you're going to go to bed, then that is helpful to be able to set you up for that also. So again, love, love, love the adjustable bed frame. I digress. Another important factor within our bedroom and keeping it just really in that atmosphere for sleeping is to keep it free of pets or distractions. Now, I know not everyone is going to be in alignment here, right? All of us like that feel of our pet curled up around our legs or so forth. And moms, you know that this is going to be nearly impossible as we hear our little feet hit the ground and you're up, right? Or again, you pet owners, you can relate to waking up when the dog moves on the bed. But again, if we can keep our bedroom free of pets or distractions, this also helps not only for that allergen factor with animals, but it can just help our bodies rest well without having that disruption of all the distractions, whether that be your phone or people coming in and out or whatever it might be. And then the last thing would be no electronics. So TV and screens and phones, all of those being kept in another room. Now, I totally get, as I mentioned earlier with the bed frame, I am one that TV actually helps me relax. Now, not necessarily right before bed, but perhaps, just after getting out of the shower, watch a little bit of TV, and then maybe read a book or something and start dozing off to bed. But being cautious of no electronics within your room can really help save your bedroom for sleeping. The third thing is going to be that there are certain things to avoid leading up to bedtime, such as avoiding caffeine and alcohol 6 hours before bedtime, avoiding heavy exercise 3 hours before bedtime, avoiding large meals 2 hours before bedtime, and then again, avoiding those screens 1 hour before bedtime. So how do we get better sleep? Stick to a schedule, save your bedroom for sleeping, and then avoid some of those things so many hours before your bedtime. Now, for those of you who really like your naps, I wish I could take naps. During COVID, that was literally one of my goals, was to take a nap during COVID one time. That's all I wanted. I love naps, but my body and my schedule just don't mesh with it. But if you're a napper, you're probably wondering, is napping okay? Well, it depends. According to Intermountain Healthcare, if you sleep well, but you just don't sleep enough, then yes, it's okay. But if you have trouble actually getting to sleep at night, then no, naps can actually make that worse in the evening. So naps are not okay in that case, or would not be to your benefit. Now, for some, sleeping, whether getting to sleep or staying asleep, it's just a struggle. So no matter what you try, you just have a hard time with sleeping. But before you jump on the sleep med wagon, be careful to talk with your doctor first, because there are so many concerns that can factor in with sleep medicines, such as alcohol or drug use, other medications you might be on, such as pain meds, your age, specifically for those who are over 60, and then those who have sleep apnea or breathing issues, even glaucoma, of course, those who are pregnant or nursing. The list really goes on and on. Now, another reason to check with your doctor about your sleeping concerns would be if you suddenly started snoring loudly in your sleep, or if your sleeping issues are persistent despite your efforts and tips and tricks tried. Again, before turning to those sleeping medicines, perhaps just try a few tips and tricks, such as drinking herbal tea before bed or a warm glass of milk. Try reading a magazine or a book. Play some soft music. This is one of my go-tos every night, thanks to Alexa, as you can even tell Alexa when to stop playing, so you don't even have to worry about turning off the music. And there are even some guided talks on Alexa to help you sleep. I remember one, there was where you lay and let your body just kind of sink into your bed. And then you focus on your eyebrows relaxing, and then your eyelids relaxing, and then your sinus cavities, and then your jawline, and so forth. And you're supposed to go all the way down to your toes. Well, I never made it to my toes, as usually I fell asleep by the time I got to my shoulders. So it does seem to work. But again, there are so many options you can do. Another tip would be to take a warm or a hot bath, or do some yoga stretches. Now, not a full workout, because again, we don't want to get into that strenuous exercising, but just the yoga stretches that can help you go into that restful night. Even use a diffuser with some lavender or peppermint in it, or one of my favorites is the pillow mist sprays from Bath & Body. Both the eucalyptus and the lavender are my favorites, and I use one or the other every night to spray on my pillow. And then my son actually likes to have one of the sprays on half of his pillow and the other spray on the other half, so he has a little bit of both each night, but whatever floats your boat. And then many are keen to, of course, the non-medical treatment of melatonin. Now, of course, as with most things, there is not just a one method fits all when it comes to getting better sleep, right? So figure out what works for you. One thing I have found to be crucial to me is my mental clarity. And by that, I mean, I need the house to be tidied up. It doesn't have to be spotless, but if it at least looks tidied up before we all go to bed, it definitely impacts my having better sleep. I also have at times kept a notepad next to my bed, because if I wake up with an idea on my brain, if I write it down, I can go back to bed, and then I don't have to worry about having to remember the idea throughout the night. And I just tend to do some of my best thinking or creativity when I'm asleep. And then also when it comes to having something crucial the next day, like if I'm needing to get up to catch a flight, or if my daughter's recent wisdom teeth surgery for that, those are things that I would set not only my Alexa alarm clock, but also my phone alarm clock. So I'd break that rule of having the electronics in the room by having that double security of the Alexa and my phone. And then I don't have to worry about one of them not working and I oversleep and miss something, right? So these methods have worked for me, if that is helpful to you. Now, is this an all-encompassing list of ideas on how to get sleep or get better sleep? No, it's not. And I'm sure there are more out there, but this could be a good starting point for you. It's also important to note that part of getting good sleep is going to be the prioritization of getting good sleep. So I'd encourage you, after listening to this episode, to pick something you want to implement tonight, even just a small step toward your overall goal or whatever it might be of your task of getting better sleep. Then prepare for it. What do you need to get to help you accomplish this? Is it an eye mask or earplugs or that spray from Bath & Body or adding blackout curtains? Then communicate your plan and think ahead to what might prevent you from achieving this plan. For me, I've let my kids know that my goal of getting more, better sleep is very important to me this year. And I've explained that's why they have certain bedtimes too, to help them with their sleep, but then so I can make sure that I'm getting to bed when I need to be getting to bed. So communicate your plan, just as you would a typical goal that you have, so that you have those people there to help support you and hold you accountable, but then also they can help you with maintaining that consistency, not to mention so that everyone's on the same page too, right? And then lastly, try tracking your sleep. Now, this could be your smart bed, such as those who have a Sleep Number bed. You can actually track how your sleep goes, or those with an Apple Watch. If you have that app on it, you can track to see how your sleeping went and your time frame of it, or even just that old-fashioned pen and paper of writing down in the morning how you slept. Was it good? Did you sleep all the night? And what worked? What didn't work? And then just make adjustments as you need after that. Now, as always, Holly's Highlights podcast is for entertainment purposes and should never be mistaken for or used in place of medical advice. If you are struggling with your sleep, make an appointment to see your family physician. They can help you. But hopefully these tips and tricks will be helpful to you as well in just being able to set that better goal for you this new year of being able to get that better and more restful sleep. So tonight, as you go to bed, I would pray Proverbs 3:24 over you, that when you lie down, you will not be afraid. When you lie down, your sleep will be sweet. Do you have a tip or trick on how you get better sleep? Feel free to connect with me over at Holly's Highlights on Facebook or Holly Curby on Instagram. And I'd love to hear your tips and tricks and advice for all of us on how to improve our sleep as well. Have a great night and sweet dreams. Thank you for joining me on this journey of life. I hope that today's highlight has been encouraging, inspiring, and equipping so you can go out and live your life full of purpose. I'd be honored if you'd take a moment to leave a review, or better yet, subscribe. We can also stay in touch by joining my email list at hollycurby.com. That's HOLLYCURBY.com. Until next time, make it a great day for a great day.